Very good afternoon and welcome to Twerton Park for this Vanarama National League South clash between Bath City and Wealdstone. It's the team who are top of the form guide against the team who lead the league table in what promises to be a fascinating game here in Somerset. It's Michael Powell and Andrew Kerstake here with you this afternoon to bring you coverage of this top of the table clash.
Both teams coming out onto the pitch now, and a good round of applause for the sides as they do that. The City flag wavers in full force there this afternoon, at least 20 odd down there, and it makes for a great spectacle this afternoon.
Yeah, so with the two teams coming out in front of us here at Twerton Park, we'll just run you through the two lineups. It's one change for both sides, both enforced. Connor Stevens suspended for Wealdstone after being sent off last Saturday. Frankie Arter suspended for Bath City after picking up a fifth booking. So for Bath City, it's Tom Richards who comes in to their starting lineup, expecting the same 4-2-3-1 as last Saturday, which means it's Ryan Clark, the captain, in goal. A back four of Joe Rains, Dan Bowry, Dan Ball and Alex Hartridge. Tom Richards and Noah Chilvers in central midfield, with then that front four of Andy Watkins, Adam Mann, Tom Smith and Ryan Brunt leading the line. On the bench for Bath City, Conor Riley-Lowe, Ross Stern, Harvey Wiles-Richards, Ollie Kensdale and Louis Britton. For Wealdstone, I said one change for them too. It's Billy Clifford who comes into their starting lineup in place of Stevens. Will probably be 4-3-3 with Harvey Isted in goal, Michi Afete at right back, centre back of Ashley Charles, the captain Jerome Okimo, along with William Edgingoul in midfield, then Michael Phillips, Billy Clifford and Jack Jebb, with the front three of Jacob Mendy, Ross Lafayette and Denon Lewis. On the bench for Wealdstone, Dijon Noel Williams, Daniel Green, Connor Smith, Nicholas Arnold and Funaya Shomoto. Just going through his final checks of the watch, and it will be Smith who gets us underway as Bath City begin proceedings. Chilvers stumbles straight away but does keep possession. Rains a long ball over the top. It's found Smith in an advanced position here. Bath City in behind early, gets to the byline, crosses in towards the far post. Mann brings it down. It's forced wide, then looks to go back to Chilvers, but gives it away. Plenty of players crowd in the 6-yard box as Jebb goes deep. It's headed back inside, then an acrobatic effort which goes narrowly over the crossbar. First attempt of the afternoon. And Ryan Clark, I think, had it covered but did end up scrambling a little bit.
At the moment you'd say 15 minutes gone, quarter of an hour mark, 0-0, still very even between the two sides.
Mann though trying to break down the right hand side, gets to the byline, he crosses in, it's well headed away by Phillips. Richards picks it up 20 yards out, thinks back going for a strike, instead delays, goes back to Rains, and now onto Mann who's on the right hand side. Short into Richards, goes onto Chilvers, midway inside the Wealdstone half. He's going to go for a long range strike, deflects up in the air. Bowry gets the head of Mendy, plays long ball forward. Watkins slips over, he battles away with a couple of players for it on the edge of the 18-yard box. Does get there, Watkins 20 yards out, and the shot is straight at the midriff of Harvey Isted, but first shot on target from Bath City this afternoon. Low one into the area, Phillips heads it away, Hartridge nods it back in, and out towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Richards tries to bring it back, then she drops to Chilvers 20 yards out, finds room for a shot, but that one's over the top of Harvey Isted's bar and not troubling the Wealdstone keeper. It was a game that was petering to a fairly soft conclusion for an incredible last 15 minutes. That was at Grosvenor Vale last year, as Rains swings in across from deep and Isted drops it, and Brunt nearly manages to get on the end of the loose ball as he thought the keeper had given him a chance of getting on the end of something. One thing that probably goes unmissed in that 3-3 game was the absolutely remarkable save Jonathan North made from Joe Rains, as Smith tries his luck from 35 yards but completely miscues it. He's out of play for a goal kick. Hartridge plays it into Brunt on the halfway line. Slightly miscontrols to start with, then swings it out to the right hand side where Adam Mann will keep it in on the halfway line. Rains ahead of him, here he uses. Still goalless as we hit the 28-minute mark in Twerton Park between Bath City and Wealdstone. Chilvers now driving forwards, 30 yards out. Still going, finds room for a shot, which he does, and that was much closer from Noah Chilvers. Flashes narrowly wide of Harvey Isted's upright, but The Bar City midfielder getting closer.
Like some Second World War gunner, he's gradually lowering his sights each time and getting closer and closer to target.
The linesman was flagging, the referee says no, but Bar City have possession anyway through Smith. Lays it out to Brunt on the right hand side, 15 yards out. Tries to find room for a cross, cuts back onto his left foot. He's got Richards in acres of space, instead crosses deep. It's headed half away by Charles. And as far as Chilvers, 35 yards out, into Watkins. He's got Fete all over the back of him. And he will get a free kick as he's pushed in the back by the Wealdstone right back, but it will be Chilvers to take the free kick. 25 yards out, central. It's over the wall, it's over the crossbar as you hear from the despairing groans around us. Not one of Noah Chilvers' finer efforts. Won 12 of the 14 games they've scored first in this season. Cross is swung in, it's headed away though by Bowery. Man loses out to Jeb, 25 yards out, into Lafayette. Shows a good turn, Rains goes sliding in, it's still with the Wealdstone striker. Then breaks to the right hand side. Lewis will dig in across, a Fete arriving and well headed clear by Chilvers. Hooked back in by Clifford. Lastly, backline one offside. The ball still bouncing around. There's somebody down on the far side as well, and Brunt will then hack it clear.
Yeah, I think it's man down, went in for that tackle and hasn't got up from that. Rolling around a little bit. Ryan Brunt making no mistake and kicking the ball out. All the players, City players, come over for a bit of instruction and a drink. Man now on his feet. Received attention, of course, going over to the touchline. Looks to be moving quite freely.
Just the 4 games with goals as we are back underway here at Twerton Park. Hartridge though is dispossessed. Now a chance made for Mendy to drive forward. Flicks into Lafayette. Lays it offline to Jeb. Plays it through the middle. It's a beautiful ball and Clark has to be alert to get there ahead of Denon Lewis, but by far the best spell and attacking play we've seen from Wealdstone, and it nearly resulted in a good chance.
As the Wealdstone player goes down under pressure.
That's Tom Richards. Just arrived a little bit late. And Tom Richards does become the first man into the referee's notebook this afternoon. The Wealdstone keeper will just take his time over this with the half-time whistle looming.
You get the feeling that the instruction to the City this afternoon must have been to try and play the ball at pace. Every throw in, every free kick, they've tried to take quickly this afternoon to ratchet up the pace a bit.
Rain slightly misjudged it. Loose ball falls to Mendy. Clark has to parry it out and then ball smashes his clearance against Hartridge. The closest probably either side have come to a goal. It was a miscue clearance by Joe Rains, and Mendy, first time shot from 20 yards, I think slightly caught Ryan Clark unawares as Smith is bundled over by Phillips, and it will be a free kick to Bar City as we enter 1 minute of added on time. Is a yellow card for the Wealdstone number 10. Brent out to Fete on the right hand side. Forward now for Mendy as Hartridge gets a toe in and in fact plays it off the Wealdstone man for a Bar City throw in, and with that the referee blows the half-time whistle. So at the interval it's Bath City 0, Wealdstone 0, a game that has been played primarily in the middle third. Both goalkeepers with limited to do, and you have to say it feels like a case of two good sides just cancelling each other out so far. Back to Clifford, spreads a beautiful ball down the right-hand side for Rafete. And he's crossing, ricochets in fact off the near post. He was completely miscued it and nearly completely caught Ryan Clark unawares.
I think Clark had it covered. It was just dipping further in than he estimated initially.
Certainly a tactical affair, you feel, as Man nods the ball down for Brunt. He just about keeps it in by the corner flag. Does get decision as this cross ricochets off Edgingould. And there's a new corner flag required here at Twerton Park. I don't think that's one I've seen before.
I wouldn't be totally sure. They actually have another one.
Jerry Gill's gone to try and rescue one from somewhere.
And cometh the hour, cometh the flag. Jerry Gill found one somewhere down the tunnel, and it's now been repositioned, and Joe Rains will take the throw-in.
It's going to be a long throw-in from Joe Rains. He'll loop this one into the area, which he does. It's a couple of players arriving, but it's nodded away by Okimo. Then Wealdstone can look to break. Barry though gets a foot in well. He then launches a high ball into the air. It's nodded away by Fete. Picked up by Hartridge. Midway inside the Wealdstone. He's going to go for goal. Goes wide of Harvey Eistead's upright. The Wealdstone keeper wasn't too worried by that one. Looks like it will be Billy Clifford to take. It's not a totally dissimilar position to the free kick Chilvers had in the first half. So he does. This one flicks off the top of the wall and behind for a corner kick.
Yep, I think you could see that coming. He was trying to get it up and down at close range. Not easy when you're dead central to the goal because you can't really get an angle on the ball. Brunt just penalised there for backing in to Charles.
Rabona, it's commonly called. It's a Rabona that went very wrong. This is a ball down the right-hand side. It's a cross goal. It's past Clark. It's narrowly past the post. It was Mendy arriving. Wealdstone got on with the free kick quickly.
And obviously the referee assesses that Clark got a touch on that. All the City players appealing that he didn't.
Plenty of men around Clark in the 6-yard box as Jeb swings it in. Clark parries it down. Smith hooks it clear. Richards has retained possession on the halfway line. And now it's with Dan Ball. Looks to play one long over the top. Manages to pick out Brunt. Goes off to Watkins, onto Richards. Stumbles but retains possession. 30 yards out. He completely misses his shot, but it will break to Brunt on the left-hand side. Up against Fete, onto his right foot, but doesn't quite catch his shot, and it's comfortable for Eistead to gather with his near post. Clifford picks up 10 yards inside the Bath City half, onto Mendy. He's got Fete making a run, tries to pick him out, but Hartridge does well. Chilvers' clearance ricochets back to Fete. 20 yards out on the Wealdstone right, and then Brunt comes in with a crunching challenge on Fete. They've got plenty of the ball, Ryan Brunt, but it's not gone down too well with a couple of the Wealdstone players.
I'm not totally sure how much Brunt actually caught him and how much the ball hit Fete.
Goes back to Phillips, then plays the ball forward into the chest of Lafayette as well to hold the ball up, and then gets it through to Fete. It's good link-up play by Wealdstone. Chance maybe on the right-hand side. It's crossed, pulled back. Adam Mann is there. Only falls as far as Clifford, 18 yards out. Trying to find room for a strike. Dinks in a cross, and an acrobatic clearance by Adam Mann, who was back there very deep. He's Brunt backing away on the halfway line, and will get a free kick, which he gets on with quickly as he dinks it out to Smith. Finding maybe a bit of urgency in this game as tempers start to fray a little bit. Smith cuts back inside, lays it across 20 yards out, and it's a really tame strike by Adam Mann into the arms of Harvey Eistead, but suddenly the game showing a few sparkles of life. Clearance though is picked up by Bowery midway inside the Wealdstone half. It's about a dry run forward, lays it square to Smith, 25 yards out. Out to Watkins, he's in a little bit of space. Fete quickly closed him down. He's get to the byline though, digs that across. It's a good looking cross, it's well defended. And then on the follow up is Mann, it's narrowly over the bar. By far the closest Bar City have come. It was good defending originally to hook it away from Brunt, but Mann was alert. And I think if that was on target, it could have been causing Eistead some problems.
It's going to be Ryan Brunt, one of those coming off for Louis Britton.
And it's going to be Andy Watkins who makes way for Roscoe. Andy Watkins' is 250th Bath City appearance this afternoon. And Roscoe, man who scored a hat-trick against Wealdstone last season, is on in his place. Once again though, like the two Wealdstone substitutions, change of personnel rather than change of formation. As Stern gets a first touch on the left-hand side, 20 yards out, up against the Fete. Cuts onto his right foot, goes for a goal, but blazes it away over Eistead's crossbar. Chilvers a chance with another free kick. This one is a much better delivery. It's fraction over Hartridge. It kept line on the far side. He was in acres of space. He had a couple of City players in the middle, and all he could do was pick out Harvey Eistead. Bowery now looking to maybe step forward, goes central into Mann, 25 yards out. Shot is well blocked. Two players diving in front of him. Hartridge picks up the loose ball though. It's on to Bowery, who's very advanced on a left wing position here, the centre back. Still, City tried to find room for the cross. It goes back to Hartridge. He looks to take it past Noel Williams, which he does. Gets to the byline. Hartridge digs in a good-looking cross. Akimo nods it away. It will come to Lewis, who now will maybe look to break on the counter-attack. Down by the touchline, but Reigns does really well not to foul and win back possession. Then slides it down the line for Britain. But it's brilliant defending to get there across in front of him by John Guilan. Chilvers will pick up the loose ball. He's immediately closed down by Green. Does play it around the corner for Hartridge, does well. Hartridge will leave it for Chilvers. Cuts back on his right foot, he's got Smith in space, says he's going to go for goal, blazes it over the crossbar. In truth, he should have used Tom Smith, who was in a much, much better position. And that maybe was the one chance for somebody to win it. And Noah Chilvers blazes it well wide of Harvey Eisted's upright. As the ball down the line for Britain, he does well to hold it up, looks to skip inside, still going, but Phillips sticks to the task really well. He has been excellent, Michael Phillips, deployed in the centre-back role this afternoon in place of the suspended Connor Stevens, and I have to say he's been very, very impressive for the Stones.
Wealdstone's bench urging the players to go back into their goal area, not to come too far forward.
He throws it into Britain, and that is the full-time whistle. Finishes here at Trueton Park. Bath City 0, Wealdstone 0. We bigged this one up. It was the National League South's form side against the National League South's table-topping side. And in truth, it was a game where the two sides showed each other a huge amount of respect, and as a result, cancelled each other out. Not too much going with action, and on the balance of play, Andrew, you have to say 0-0 and a point apiece is a fair result.
City, well, they probably on the balance of play had the bulk of it. Free kicks from Chilvers. City defence looked resolute all afternoon. Ryan Clark had virtually nothing to do for the entirety of that second period. And Eisted, when he was called into action in the Wealdstone goal, it was balls mainly along the ground. You feel that Wealdstone probably will be the happier of the two with this result. Obviously much will depend on the results around them, but certainly Dean Brennan before this game was paying Bath a lot of respect, talking about them as a side that could change tactics, talking about a side that could threaten his team. Well, they certainly nullified that this afternoon, and it keeps City unbeaten here at home, a record they'll be keen to hang on to. And of course, next week we assume Frankie Artis will be back for that long trip to Respawn, but City will need a good deal more inventiveness. We said there's a 5-game group of matches. Next week will be the FA Trophy game here at Trueton Park. A little break from league action. But in terms of the league, Eastbourne in a fortnight's time, then the 2 home and away ties against Chippenham, followed by a visit to Hampton and Richmond. And you feel that it's those matches that will really help to determine City's season.
That's all from us this afternoon. It's finished here, Bath City 0, Wealdstone 0. But it is still a point for both these sides. They are still in good positions in the National League South table, and with big ambitions to fulfil over the Christmas period. We'll be back here next Saturday for that FA Trophy game. But until then, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.